Hey friends, my name is Jake. Welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge. I got another package from my friend Dave in Nebraska. When I have knives that I need to buy outside of Canada, and often outside of United States as well, or just outside of White Mountain Knives, I tend to buy them and send them to Dave, and then he mails them to me. That's because a lot of knife vendors sending into Canada, they charge an awful lot of money, which I'm not that fond of, and they get confiscated at the border disproportionately more frequently than privately sent packages. Now, this is the second package I've got from Dave in 2 days. The one I got yesterday had 3 real steel knives and 1 Sanrenmu knife, and the audio just didn't work on the video. So I'm not going to pretend to do an unboxing of those, but I'll show you those 4 knives, and then we'll open this up and take a look inside of here. Only 1 commercial break within my videos. I've been doing that for the last year or so. So there won't be a lot of interruptions. If you really hate interruptions, sign up for YouTube Premium. It means you won't see any advertising. I get a little bit of less money per video that way than I do if you let the advertisements play. But if you use an ad blocker, that really does take money out of my pocket that I would otherwise legitimately earn. So thank you so much for those of you who respect the channel and honor me by not trying to get around the advertising a way that takes money out of my pocket. So without any further ado, and no more guilt trips. That wasn't intended as a guilt trip anyways. I used to use ad blockers too. I know the appeal. I stopped using them when I started this channel. Let's get to the tabletop, and we're going to take a look at the knives that we got in here. It's got some special stuff that you can't find at White Mountain Knives. Keep watching. Let's start off with this Sanrenmu knife, the 718. I have sometimes found that I bought a knife somewhere else only to find out after my unboxing that White Mountain Knives also has them. But I think White Mountain Knives does not have any of these knives, at least not these specific ones. So this is the S718, 12C27 steel by Sandvik. A nice drop point blade with a swedge, a bit of a thumb riser with some jimping on it, high flat grind. Nice sharpener's choil, G10 with a nice milled rock kind of finish that looks kind of cool, and it offers decent grip. Good lanyard hole at the back there. You can take the handle scales off. It's a fairly comfortable knife. This thing does not cost all that much. I forget exactly what I spent on it, but I got it on AliExpress, and you can too. A lot of knife vendors don't ship directly to Canada, and that's because CBSA likes to confiscate packages that come from China if it says there's a knife in there. So when I buy from AliExpress, unless it's a slip joint knife or a fixed blade, I usually have it sent to Nebraska. Now this one, I had intended to have it sent straight to me, but the seller wouldn't ship it straight. I got this. Do you remember seeing my my video of the PHASMA, the Damascus with the tie Damascus insert? Pattern welded, really. Actually, Damascus in quotes. It's really pattern welded. Well, that was an okay knife. I found that, you know, the action on it was a little bit rough and it wasn't very smooth. Well, this guy is the same way. And I've already taken it apart. I've got some still pictures that I'll show in the review. You know, it opens okay, just fine when it's closed using your thumb stud, but it's not very smooth. It does use a very thin phosphor bronze washer and a Teflon washer, one of those on each side, so 4 washers. Nice open pillar construction, 1 pin there, 1 pin there. And I just wish the action was a little bit smoother. Now, of course, with phosphor bronze washers, the action will get smoother with time, so we'll see. So we'll put this guy, actually we'll open it up and put it right up there. Let's do it this way. Put him on the screen. Put him on, actually my fingerprints are all over that. Ugh. We've got this. I got the ROKOT. Oh, this and the next Real Steel knife. I got those from realsteelshop.com, which is Real Steel's shop where they sell certain things that aren't sold anywhere else, or they've got leftover inventory that's been found, so new old stock and stuff, and all kinds of stuff there. If you haven't signed up for realsteelshop.com, use my link down below, and they'll give you, I think, $20 to spend on your first purchase. It'll be at least 10. At least that's what it used to be. It used to be 20 bucks. And I also get a little bit of a bonus, a discount on future purchases. This has got the nice, rich chocolate milk brown micarta, fine micarta, flush screws. They're standard screws or flat screws, whatever you want to call them. And backspacer here with some milled out sections. Deep clip that goes right and left. And a flipper or thumb studs. And we've got this. This is an older design. This is an older design from Real Steel. It's one of their, might be one of their original series, but it's an old knife, a modern take on their old knife. Deep gray stonewash finish, full flat grind, 14C 28-inch stainless steel, the E801 Megalodon. So this is the budget Megalodon. It even has this lock on the side here that stops the liner lock from disengaging. So when it's open, it stays open. And with that lock going forward, when you're using it, you're always pushing forward on it, so it just won't disengage. You can just pull that switch back, and then you can disengage the lock. Very smooth action. Very nice, smooth ball bearing action for this knife, and this knife. And this is washers, and of course, that's a fixed blade. So links for all of these are down below. Thank you for using my links and helping out Canadian Cutting Edge. It really does help the channel a lot, and I appreciate it very, very much. So now let's actually do an unboxing, right? So let's open this package and find out what's in here. Cut right down the middle. I don't want to cut too deep because then I'm going to cut into the boxes that the knives came in. Because Dave doesn't waste a lot of space filling it up with stuff that doesn't belong. Remember, cut towards your chum, not your thumb, Jake. All right. So here we are with the saran wrap. And I just got a message. I need to get my furnace fixed, and it might be the furnace repair guy. So hold on. I'll be right back. Maybe we'll do a commercial break right here. Yep, it was a furnace guy, and he's not sure when he can come. He just got an emergency call out. And our furnace is still working okay. It just needs a little ongoing TLC. Just have to reset it every few hours, and then it runs fine for a few hours. So we'll just let him take care of his emergency, and then we'll go ahead and do what we want, and then we'll get him to come in. So we've got a new brand that I've not seen before, or reviewed before, I should say, and it's this Jufule. Jufule? I don't know. Juf. Says high quality knife. That tends to tell me that it's going to be garbage. But I don't know. Any low budget knife that tries to convince you that it's a high budget knife, I don't know. It's got a nice box though. We've got soft foam in there. I like that. They've got an Instagram. Its ID is Jufule Fan. All right, let's put this to the side. We've got some paperwork. If you have a complaint, please do not open dispute. It would cause me a bad influence. You can contact me first. Business is not easy. I need to feed my family. I hope you can understand. Do not malicious disputes. Thank you. Interesting. So I don't know if this was put in by the AliExpress store that sells it, or if it comes from Juf. I don't think it comes from Juf. I suspect it will come from the AliExpress store that sells it. We've got micarta, 3D milled green micarta. It's a fairly coarse micarta. Good grippy texture. Backspacer back here. A lanyard opening. Oh, they did a milling of a little oval area around the lanyard opening. Interesting. Don't see that too often. Deep carry clip, right side only. We've got a flipper and a thumb stud. T8 screws on either side, so it's probably a free spinning pivot pin. And this is model ST106. Well, what other company does the ST for their model numbers? ST something. I think I found out after I ordered this that some of the knives that they sell are what I call rebrander. It's OEM companies in China make a whole bunch of the same knife, and then they do specific branding for a variety of other companies, but it's really the identical knife. I call those rebranders. Let's see how good the action is. Oh, not bad. Detent is holding on a little bit longer than it should, and then it lets go. Yeah, you can even hear it. Listen to this. So I'll smooth out that detent a little bit later on after I've reviewed it. Got a bit of a drop point, little swedge, full flat grind, stonewash. It says it's D2 steel. I don't know. Oh, yes, here it says Sitivien. Sitivien, and that's what the logo is there, the Sitivien logo. So I guess Sitivien and Jufule are, it's probably rebranded knives is what it is. So you can find Sitivien branded knives. I haven't reviewed any of those either. But it's got some nice touches, like the G10 coming back in here. It's milled down a little bit so it doesn't have a harsh edge. Decent jimping. Oh, wait. Lockup is way too early. It's not fully engaging. There, now it's engaged. But, yeah, it's engaged now. But, yeah, that's much too early, the engagement, if you're looking right here. But that's way better than much too late, because that's easy to fix. Let's do a little bit of very minor lock stick as well. See that? With that detent holding on too much, and these thumb stud screws or pins are a little bit lower than the surface, my thumb slides over it every once in a while. But the flipper, that works okay. So it needs some tweaking. But, yeah, it might be an okay knife after it's tweaked. Some nice kind of jimping over here that's a little bit unique. You don't see that shape all that often. We'll see. Let's put this to the side, and we'll take a look at the other Jufule knife. As long as Ju not a fool, I don't want to be Jufule. Same kind of box, same kind of opening in there, nice soft foam. Same warning sheet. And just, you can tell if the plastic, you can tell about the plastic if it's been taken out and repacked before. This has probably not been unpacked. This one's got an axis lock kind of feature. We've got a thumb stud deployment. You can also use the axis lock to deploy it. 3D milling, sort of rounded, as well as milling on the edges with these kind of scooped out sections. 3 big scoops here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little scoops on the spine. Open pillar construction, hourglass shaped pins, deep carry clip, very deep clip, big clip. That clip seems a little big for this knife, doesn't it? But looks like it's going to be effective. Button screws, but looks like there's a lot of room in there. We'll see. Let's see if I can open it just using the axis lock. Yep, that works just fine. Very fidget friendly with the axis lock. Ooh, is that supposed to be a forward choice? You can use it that way. Usually I like if it doesn't have a bump, if it has a negative radius. Then it'd be good. But you can get your finger in there if you really need to do some close-up work. Full flat grind ST110D2. What's this one? The ST106. So stonewash. The stonewash looks a little coarser on this one. Tip is a little more designed for puncturing on this one. And a very coarse micarta. This is like potato sack micarta. Interesting. Another CRKT. I keep not liking CRKT, and I keep buying some of these. This is the Pillar 3. I haven't got any of the Pillars. And so now with the Pillar 3, I finally bought it. Product code 5317. So I think the Pillars come in different sizes too, don't they? Basic CRKT box. I guess those spare batteries that I bought for this camera aren't doing all that well. They keep dying on me. Anyhow, the Pillar 3, this is the G10 version. So we've got a hole here. Let's see. Yeah, I can flick it open from the bottom. Not that well. I'm not very good at flicking from the bottom to start with, so don't judge this knife based on this guy's performance with flipping things open. But you can use it one-hand opening as well. So if you're in Germany, you show them, it opens like this. You grab it, open it, and then you can use the knife. So frame lock, deep carry clip with flush screws, I like that. Button screws on steel, not that great. Button screws sunk into G10, not that great. It's just flat slab. I forget what steel this is supposed to be. But it's got the Oxnay's design on there, and it's got the logo for ball bearings. Yeah. It's only companies that are based in the United States that use ball bearings that do that. Well, maybe not only. It's primarily, let's see if it'll focus up here. There we go. It's primarily knife companies that are based in the United States and knives made in China. They use that ball bearing logo on their knives. So it's just the way it is. I like the lanyard feature back here. It's inset. It's far back. That's really nice. The G10 feels comfortable. Lockup is good. Alignment's good. Come on, Jake. How about using your index finger? That works. But generally, middle finger. There you go. I just have to get into the rhythm with this knife. Yeah. See, there you go. Now I can do it just fine. That's all it took. And probably left-handed even better. Well, I am left-handed to start with. So, yeah, that's an interesting knife. I think this one's going to get a decent review. Usually with CRKT, I end up talking smack about it. We'll do this in a minute. This is my very first O knife, the Splint. If you've seen the Splint already, sorry, I'm not going to show you something brand new. But this kind of box, I just dislike it. So actually, that's the wrong way. Spine up against this edge here. Push the spine up and then twist, and then you can open them without ripping the boxes. At least I find I tend to rip these boxes. By the way, this is the FH921. And this is the knife that I ordered from White Mountain Knives a while back, and it got confiscated at the border. So I've got one now. It's the only time a knife from White Mountain Knives has gotten confiscated. So yes, you can order this from White Mountain Knives, or I'll leave other places where you can find it too. I got this from a newer, small vendor based in the United States. And I've totally forgot the name of the vendor. You get a Ganzo bag too. It's just a soft little bag, but it helps things not to get scratched up in your collections. So we've got this shape here. It's like a stretched out racetrack kind of shape. It's a little wider this way than it is here. We've got a flipper tab that's has that same kind of rounded theme coming over here. Wire pocket clip that's right and left. They got a spacer on there. I like, Ganzo likes to do spacers on the opposite side. I wish all knife companies would do that. If they offer a pocket clip on either side, put a spacer in. It's got a much cleaner look if you've got a spacer in there. A nice fuller down the middle of the handle. You can see it's well skeletonized in there. That's a decent wire clip, I think. And some jimping there. Yep, it's only flipper, so let's see. There you go. You've got sort of a Nessmuk style blade. It gets thicker here than it is here at the base. So it gets wider and wider and then comes down, sort of like a spear point tip or a leaf tip, full flat grind. It's a little bit oily. I don't have a rag right handy right now. There you go. That looks great. Focus, focus. Very nice. I like that swedge. That's a nice tip. It feels quite thin behind the grind. FH922 comes in, I think, 4 colors again. This green, this blue, a black G10 liner lock. Good access to the lock release. Yep. Secure lockup. Good blade centering. That's nice. Got no idea why there's a hole in the thumb stud. I mean, the thumb stud. Flipper tab. But I like that they put a little bit of jimping on the front of that. This is a nice knife. I quite like it. Let's see. Yeah, this one's a little bit thicker behind the grind than this guy. But lately, Ganzo's been doing very thin. Like this is well over 20 thou, well over 0.5 millimeter thick. This is pretty close to 20 thou, and this is a little bit thinner than 20 thousandths on that one. And these other real steels, they're also nice and thin behind the grind. I quite like that. But we're not quite done. We've got the splint. Splint by OKNIFE. We can't get these in Canada. Well, not directly in Canada. The Olight store in Canada doesn't sell the knives, unfortunately. Olight always does nice packaging, don't they? So we've got a nice paper sleeve that goes over there first. Each OKNIFE is finely tuned by hand and expertly engineered for the best possible performance. Stay sharp with your new OKNIFE team. Oh, what else do we have in here? There's the pouch with the knife in it. There's something else back here. There's a sleeve. Oh, there's a microfiber cloth in there. So we've got a full-size microfiber cloth. I'm going to push that back in there because I won't be using this microfiber cloth. Oh, I'll just show you here, though, before I pull it too far. Of course, they do put their logo on the microfiber cloth there. And here is the paper about the knife. They've got, I think, 3 models out now, or is it just 2? Some of the measurements are on there. And at the very bottom it says, thank you. But those of you who haven't seen this before, you're really wondering what this knife looks like. Nice Velcro pouch. And in the back here, you've got a medallion. That looks like copper. Some kind of alloy. I like that. So this knife is in there. OKNIFE pocket knife, folding pocket knife. It says splint. OKNIFE Elite, Outdoor Elite OKNIFE. And shows a guy hiking, a knife in a block of wood and a tent. And I got to take care of Bandit. So you're not going to see that for a few minutes yet. Well, it'll be instant for you. Here, let's put your paw under the camera lens here. Look at that. Your hair's getting out of control, buddy. Yeah, gotta lick my hand. There you go. How you doing, buddy? Are you going to be quiet now? Yeah? Okay. Down you go. Stay here with me. This is the last knife. Let's show it off. Got bright blue anodization on the pocket clip. A button screw. Flush on the surface there. A little bit oily. I'm going to get a brand new shop towel here. Whoops. Get out a brand new shop towel and wipe that down. Nice smooth 3D milling. We've got a flipper and we've got a hole underneath. And, yep, because of the way they kept it thick for a while and then made it thinner there, your finger can catch on that edge there to flip it open with a hole. Flat grind here, N690 steel. Oh, that's a funky thing. We've got a thin kind of swedge coming out and then another swedge there. They did a lot of work on this blade shape. Let's see if I can bring it closer and still have it focus. Come on, focus. There you go. Check out that blade shape. Bandit, come back here. Bandit, come back here. A little bit of a forward choil, as long as you push back on the flipper tab right there. KN3262, I guess that's the model number for the splint. Comes in a few colors. It's not a big knife. This is definitely a small knife. I barely have a 4-finger grip. It's mostly a 3-finger grip on this. My hands are just barely in the extra large range. Front flipper. I didn't notice that before. So you can use it as a front flipper, regular flipper, or a hole flipper. So that's nice. Good access to the liner lock release. Blade centering's quite good. Lockup, very good. No blade play, up and down, side to side. This might be a really nice little backup knife. That blade shape with that sort of a buoy, highly modified buoy style blade. Great. That I think will be great for puncturing. It's a little thin behind the tip there. Might be fragile there, but that's sharp. Very interesting. From OKNIFE. So there you go. That's a lot of good stuff that we got here. If you're a subscriber to the channel, I appreciate it. If you are a supporter of the channel, that's even better. I really appreciate all my supporters. You guys really are the best. And this video is quite long because of all these knives here. So if you want any of these, the videos are going to come out as soon as I can get them out. I was just at my surgeon's office yesterday. There is a small chance that I'll be called in for surgery before Christmas, which I'm really looking forward to if that happens. And when I do have my knee replacement fixed, they're going to tear it out and put in a different knee replacement and try to shore up, support my bone. The bone's just disintegrating. My tibia is just literally falling apart. So hopefully they can do a successful knee replacement. Otherwise, I'm going to be in a whole lot of trouble with my leg. But think positively. Thanks to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. I just announced the winner of my winner of the knife for this month. A guy named Addicted to Knives. He hasn't told me yet which knife he wants to be his prize, but every month, one of my supporters wins a knife of their choosing that I reviewed in the previous month, and I give an extra prize too. I just asked them to pay for half the shipping to get it to them. So there you go. Don't know if I'll carry this. I'm not one of these guys that carries these kinds of things. So we'll see. Till next time, remember, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. And bye for now.